Doesn't matter. So the government protects you from whistleblowing. There's no way that they wouldn't be protected from whistleblowing about the shape of the earth. I worked aviation. I worked with pilots every day. I worked on that equipment. I know how attitude indicators work. I know how INS works. I know how accelerometers work. I know that we had, when we changed theater of operations with inertial navigation systems, that we had to reset them when we had to go to different theater of operations. Edward Snowden had access to secret information, and he didn't follow the proper channels as a whistleblower. That's why he got in trouble. That's why he got in trouble as a whistleblower. He should have followed the proper channels. And do I think Edward Snowden should get a pardon? Absolutely. But guess what? Edward Snowden was in the military. Get this. This falsifies your entire claim right now. Edward Snowden saw something he knew was wrong. Right here. Edward Snowden saw something he knew was wrong. He thought was wrong. He said, F you, government. I'm going to stand up and release this information. To hell with the consequences. I will face the consequences of my government. And you're telling me, out of all those pilots you're claiming know the shape of the earth, that go to combat. Edward Snowden wasn't a combat veteran. Edward Snowden was an intelligence guy. You're telling me all these combat veterans, I'm talking, all these combat veterans, not a single one of them that fly missions over Afghanistan, put their life on a line, not a single one of them would have the courage to face the same type of ramifications that Edward Snowden did. You don't know what you're talking about. Not what you're talking about. Snowden did. Snowden did. Yes, those people, military people, have the courage to stand up to do what they feel is right, regardless of the consequences, just like Edward Snowden did. Damn Skippy. I know what I'm talking about.
Fair point.
Now, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say he was a third party, but for you to say that these other people who were far more invested and they would have had more courage, that's you made some very valid points there. So, like, even trying to diminish Edward Snowden, it doesn't at all diminish the multitude of combat veterans and other people that. Yeah, no, that was a fair point. You made some.
Yeah,
very,
and there's
very
no
valid points.
and there's no secret military clearance for the shape of the earth. It's a bunch of malarkey.
Yes.
Bunch of malarkey. You don't sign a clearance. I never signed any clearance about the shape of the earth for all the navigation equipment I worked on the aircraft. And people like you that call me a liar are friggin' scum. And don't call me a liar, because I'm not lying. I would be a whistleblower. There's nothing that would prevent me from not living up to my core value of honor, courage, and commitment. There's nothing that would prevent me from sharing the truth about the shape of the earth. Nothing at all. Don't know nothing what you're talking about my core values. I would be a whistleblower, but I know how that stuff works. I know how those jets work. I know what it takes. I know that they compensate for the curvature of the earth. You have no idea what you're talking about. You have no idea what military people go through. None of you ever served either.
I try to.
But you sit there and you lie. You sit there and you lie about these veterans. You sit there and you lie about Buzz Aldrin. You sit there and you lie about Neil Armstrong. You sit there and you lie about these people that go to the moon all the time. You take their quotes out of context and lie about what they say. Intentionally lie. I get you on stage and I show you exactly what you say, and you continue to spread the same lie, Taking Back Eden, which means you are intentionally a liar.
I was going to bring that up. Look who's got pop up, and he was asking Shifty I Shady,
No,
some
I'm not
former
angry.
astronaut, and
Being
then
emotional.
born again Christian. What does that have to do with anything? That's insane. And oh, look at that.
I'm chill, Daryl.
Our Albert Onestone said this a little bit earlier. 3 sides to the story: globe Earth, flat Earth, and the truth. The truth seems to be on the globe side. I'm sorry if that hurts you. But then he just now said, calm down, Buzz Aldrin and Neil never went to space. Can you prove that? Because we have all the evidence, and we have basically if you have any evidence that this didn't happen, then bring it. And the link is right there. You can come on stage and present your evidence. But I'm suspecting you won't, because you don't have anything. You just make baseless claims like Eden does. So
We
yeah.
have video evidence. We have photo evidence. It's physically possible. We understand all the engineering involved. We understand all the physics involved. We have all their testimony. We have ham radio operators that intercept the transmissions of the communications between the people. I can explain how it was physically possible. Yes, we went to the moon. Yes, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin were the first 2 humans to step on the moon. And yes, Collins was the poor guy that had to be left up in the command service module. Can you imagine being the guy that got so close, like so close?
Yeah, the moon is right there and you can't go. That must have been frustrating. But
like
they have their duties. Like, he knew that he was going to be there, and he just took it like a champ. And Joss Incarnate mentions this, which is very interesting. We should set up a night when a few from all over the globe do coordination astro observation for a live stream to show Flirb's real live evidence. The problem is this has already happened. Globey McGlowface coordinated people in a few parts of the southern hemisphere to look at the southern crux, and it gets hand wave dismissed. It doesn't matter what
including
we do.
a flat earther.
It doesn't matter what we do, they will not accept it. And Dr. J, in one of our shows, came up with a very, very good question, which I actually have taken and posted on a panel where it was me against a bunch of other flat earthers. And Dr. J asked, what is one experiment we could do that we could all agree that would decide this once and for all? And the problem is they can never come up with anything. One guy said, when Dr. J asked, they didn't have an answer. They couldn't answer one thing. And when I asked it, one guy said, oh, well, we could go to the equator. But it's like, dude, we need something real. We're not going to like coordinate 2 people, one from the US, one from Uruguay, where I'm at, to go to the equator and do your experiment. We need to do something real. And then Jaron said, oh, well, you need $10,000 for a laser. And it's like, dude, I'm talking about something realistic, something that we can do homemade, that we can agree on what that would be. But they have no answer because they don't want the truth. They just want to keep in their little bubble of the belief that they already hold. That's why so much evidence gets hand-waved dismissed straight away. That is
you can only go up so far, and then you hit the bottom of the turtle that's above us, because its turtle's all the way down and all the way back up. That's my attempt to, everybody seems so passionate. I'm just trying to bring some humor.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. No worries, Jaren's at the beach with his P9000 as we speak. Yeah, we've heard this before, but the results of that experience that they were going to go see like an island in California, that never came out. So we don't know if they didn't make it, or we don't know if the results didn't match what they expected. and they just hid the information. We can never tell because they have a rapport, a reputation of being dishonest. So what we can do is just trust the science, or trust and verify the science, because if you just say trust the science, they get all twisted on what they think. And now the latest conspiracy is that there's a whole thing from Nikon about hiding those cameras because they're getting too close to the truth. So now they have to discontinue the cameras so that no one finds out that the Earth is really flat, which is mind-boggling.
I'm fascinated to know why this discussion, or this issue, I should say, not this particular discussion, but the whole flat Earth issue. Why is it so polarized? How come there's not like a massive movement of like Earth-shape agnostics that are just like, well, we'll never know either way, and we're just gonna sit there on the fence and flatter around. We're just gonna have ourselves a barbecue kind of a deal.
There are some.
They're mixed in with the flat earthers, but
Yeah.
they don't usually come on the shows or anything like that.
Yeah, they're the globe skeptics.
They're in the Discords or Reddits. Reddit, they hide
Look
in
at
the
that.
shadows.
We already have it here. Nikon did sign a contract with NASA before discontinuing the P9000. Do you have evidence?
Yeah.
Do you have proof? Do you have the contract? Or just rumors and blur conspiracy mindset?
Pull it up, bro. Click the
Pull
link
it up!
on stage. Come up on stage.
Yeah, but again, we have people making claims,
You
but
can take my
they don't
spot.
come up on stage and show us the evidence, like the Albert dude. He's left pretty much. I don't know where he is right now, but he didn't come up on stage. I invited him, and we're very cordial if you come up on stage. But no, that's all they have. It's making baseless claims.
Yeah,
Somebody
put up
asked me
with
if I
me,
wanted
they'll
to
put
do
up with you.
if I wanted to do a podcast with John Dee. He's the Queen Elizabeth I Blind Court Wizard. His signature was 007. It's not his numerous scientific accomplishments I wish to discuss, but the esoteric and arcane attributions to the man in a series of events.
What?
I don't know.
Sounds like fun.
Was that on Twitter?
Mm-hmm. On Twitter.
That might be fun. We could do a pre-show and after show for that, because I have no idea what they mean. So just to know what they mean, it would be interesting.
I love esotericism. I like it. Anytime someone uses the word esoteric, I'm going to hear something that I've never heard before. And it's fun just discovering new things.
I don't know. It gets it's boring for me, to be honest. Esotericism, and it's the day that you were talking with the wits, the David, about the Kabbalah and stuff. I know nothing about that.
Oh yeah, that was fascinating. I wish that conversation could have went on a little longer, but it had gone on quite long up until that point. So
oh yeah, it was like
I
4
get it.
a.m.
Even this is like I'm planning on going off for 12 o'clock. I'm getting close to my bedtime.
Yeah, that day for me it was about like 4:30 in the morning, and I had to go to bed. That's why I had to end it. But yeah, David, he speaks a lot. I can say that, which is not a bad thing, but yeah, he speaks a lot. But it was a fun after show, and there is another debate coming up on Judaism. Unfortunately, is with not a friend of the show, Daniel Hakikachu. And Taking Bakil has a message for you, Dr. J. Would Bible believers in the military be willing to swear on the Bible and lie for good enough reasons? And then his regular catchphrase, no pressure.
What is he suggesting, that there's Christians in the military that are lying?
No, I don't know if he's suggesting anything. He's asking you, would Bible believers in the military be willing to swear on the Bible and lie for good enough reasons?
I guess. I mean, Christians do bad stuff. I mean, what? I'm not sure.
They wouldn't be a good Christian then, right?
Yeah, sure,
How
but
can you speak to what somebody else would define like a good reason to swear on the
yeah,
Bible and then lie anyways? Like, do they just
like their wife was gonna get killed. Like, well, maybe they would. I don't know. You know,
Here's a better question. Would every single pilot in the military that's a Christian swear on the Bible and lie?
it seems highly unlikely. There's almost no way. I mean, I would be shocked if that were the case. Like every single one? No. I mean, I don't think so.
I agree with you.
We
if
we
you're gonna
made
make
this
oh,
question a bunch of shows ago. If you don't believe in the Bible and you swear on the Bible, can you lie? Are you breaking your oath or not? Because
Doesn't matter to
I,
me.
I wouldn't
some
swear on the Bible.
Christians think it's blasphemy to swear in the Bible anyway. So it depends
Yeah,
on the
that is
Christian.
true. Yes. Yeah, that is true. But for example, me or you was that we're not Christians. Would we be obliged to tell the truth if we were forced to swear in a Bible? I don't think so. I think my
Uh,
word. If you made me swear, like, okay, do you
I
swear that
would
you're
be
telling the truth?
obliged.
To me, would have a more weight of me swearing in the Bible. Me swearing in the Bible means absolutely nothing.
I would be obliged to tell the truth, but not because I swore in the Bible.
That's also a fair assumption. That's also like a fair assessment. Sorry, not assumption. Yes, if you make me swear, I will tell you the truth, but because of like my internal things, not because of swearing in the Bible. But when you put it on like a scale, I think me just regular swearing on nothing would have more weight than if you forced me to swear on the Bible. But that's just me, and I'm a bit dumb sometimes. So never mind me. Oh,
I
this
was
is
gonna
fun.
say
Go ahead. Yeah. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
well, I was gonna say, you know, this kind of earlier, like when we talk about people's willingness to change their mind, I think it's like always really important to recognize nobody changes their mind, right? No one
but
ever says, we're debating and oh, you ended up being right. I changed my mind. So when we talk about when we say a flat earther never changes their mind or a globe, is there some person never changes their mind? People change their mind on things, but they never do it where you see it, right? They often just fade in the background. They stop posting so much. They don't post as many videos, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe later they admit that they've changed their mind. But when we kind of say like, well, a flat earther or someone would never change their mind. Religious people become unreligious like regularly. People switch
Yeah.
religions, right? Like this isn't something that never happens as far as changing our mind. So I think we've got to be careful about getting caught up in the idea that, well, when I'm debating this person, they're unreasonable and they're clearly just completely unable to change their mind. It's like nobody ever changes their mind during the debate. So like having that
I
as a
have.
standard is not great in my opinion.
I
I
have.
Why I
see
debate.
it as planting a seed, and people start. If you make a very good point and you make a convincing argument to someone, they go over it again and again in their mind, and changing your mind is a process. It doesn't happen like over time. It doesn't happen instantly. I'm sorry. It happens over time. Unless you can actually be like really honest with yourself and say, okay, yeah, I was wrong, you're right, and then just do it like that.
Here-
But most people have to
'Cause-
internalize
Well-
that they were wrong for a time. Go
And
ahead.
here's what I remember when I talked to like you, Dr. J, or I talked to Issa. I remember like, okay, you're a good ambassador for Christianity. Issa's a good ambassador for Islam. Like, so that's like more convincing, like on an emotional appeal for me for the truth. Not necessarily the truth, but like the emotional appeal for that worldview. Not that it helps to justify the worldview, the truth of the worldview, but logical arguments get to the justification of the worldview, like the truth of the worldview. But
Mhm.
if there's no emotional appeal for the worldview, like there's no openness or like no bridge there, why would I go across the bridge to the place that wants to kill me? Like, or like it's angry at me. Like, you don't want to go across the bridge. Like, so like I want to be like the guy that says, I'm the friendly atheist that wants to build the bridge. I want to give an off ramp for flat earthers. I want to give an off ramp for Christians. I want to give an off ramp for Muslims to say if you are convinced by my arguments eventually over time, you have a place to go to learn. That I'm not going to judge you in the long run. Right?
See, I
That's what
would
I
say,
Yeah.
say.
sorry,
And vice versa. It's never like, and yes, do I get passionate? But passion, I think, is important to show that too. Do I get angry? Yes, because I'm not perfect. I need to be better. I
one
need
of
to be
my
more like
favorite-
Dr. J.
Yes, Dr. J and Etha are both great examples, and I've learned so much from them. I really appreciate both of them. And those I've learned so much about a lot of stuff with those two. And the audience also here is pretty nice. We have a lovely channel, and we appreciate everyone here. But I've truly learned a lot from Isa and Dr. J. It's been amazing, an amazing ride. Max says, can I be an ambassador for steaks? I promise I can cook a really good one. Being that you're from Argentina, I believe you wholeheartedly because barbecue tradition in Argentina and Uruguay is top notch. So thank you, Max, for all your support and always having an awesome comment to leave us. We really appreciate having you here. I have a
Well-
couple of other messages I wanted to go over. The Watcher says, I got it. I figured it out. Max is the police officer from the beginning of Resident Evil 4. Lol, I knew I heard it somewhere. Much love, man. Thank you. He's been wondering where my accent is from, and he finally managed to place it. Give me 1 second, Tyler, and we'll be right with you. Sorry. Val Diablo wonders if Eden has ever heard of a lie detector. So, taking back Eden, have you ever heard of a lie detector? It's a question Val Diablo has, but you have him blocked, so you might not have seen that one. And Jeff C says, fun fact, swearing on your mother's grave carries more weight in Ireland than swearing on the Bible. I don't get swearing on someone's grave thing. I don't know. It's probably like cultural because we don't really do that here, but I don't understand that, to be honest.
I just wanted to say before I
Yes.
dive into bed like Scrooge McDuck diving into his money vault, one of the most empowering phrases I've ever heard in my life, and one of my favorite phrases to this day, is every second of your life is another second that you can completely turn your life around. And when I heard that quote, it really resonated thoroughly with me. And I've been an audience member in debates where every time one side talks, I have another, turnaround moment where I believe this side and then I believe that side, and it's a whole roller coaster of like, wow, all this brand new information that I've never encountered before really swayed me, and then was rebuked, and it kind of went back and forth. And I really do wish that more people had that type of open mind. I know they say minds are like a parachute; they only work when they're open, but if your mind's too open, your brain will fall out. And so there is this nice little spot where a person can change their mind, and I hope I demonstrated that earlier. It happened live in during the pre-show. I noticed that there were some inconsistencies with my stance, and I had questions asked of me that I had to take a long pause before I answered, because I found that there were issues with how I viewed the world, and I kind of did like a very quick reevaluation, and I feel that I was very out and open about that. And I can even say that in my life I've had debates with people where they made a very good argument, and I said, like, touche, I concede my point, and I've been able to do that. So I just wish that that was something that I could see in other people, because from what I've seen, a lot of people tend to view it like a battle, and if they're wrong,
Mm-hmm.
it's like an immoral thing. And I would sooner argue that an inability to admit that you're wrong, or no, I should say, other people believe that admitting that you're wrong is a weakness, and even if they're wrong, they will never say that they're wrong because they'll be viewed as weak. And that's a discussion that I've had with people, and I would say if you can't admit when you're wrong, when you're clearly wrong, then you're weak. And I
Mm-hmm.
really try to drive that point home, and I really try to hold myself to that standard as well. But I definitely need to go to bed. You are all wonderful and fantastic, and I will look forward to seeing you all again another night. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tyler. And to that point, someone said, and I didn't save the message. Someone said that in the case of Flat Earth, they make it such an integral part of their identity that it's hard to move someone away. But the Creaky Blinder, and I've shared this many times, I'm going to share it once more, because the Creaky Blinder did an interview with a former conspiracy theorist, a former guy who is a conspiracy theorist and was a flat earther. And he goes into a lot of detail on what his experience was getting out of the flat earth world. And I think it's very valuable for everyone to see, even for flat earthers to see what that is like. So I'm going to share the link. Oh, wow. Silver Phoenix Rising, $20. Thank you so much for that generous super chat. I believe the evidence for the most part. Thank you, Silver Phoenix Rising, who has been supporting the shows a lot, and thank you for being here. You are absolutely amazing. I was getting the link for you guys here.
Yeah,
So
I
I
watched
will
that.
leave.
While
Go
you're
ahead.
linking it, I watched that interview, and I that was once again to me a reminder. Like, this guy's probably the guy that changed his mind. Is probably, seemed like a good guy, and even before he changed his mind, and was big into flat Earth, I bet he was a decent guy then too. He just, you know what I'm saying. Like, so I try
Mhm.
to keep that attitude about people. The best I can. It can be difficult, especially when you get mad. I mean, or they frustrated and you feel like they're lying or whatever. But um, I try because he was, I think even Billy, we Billy, and at some point he was flat earther too. I think if I remember correctly, and I bet he was a decent guy back then as well. So.
Yeah, that seems fair. And I've left
Thanks, man.
the link right there in the site chat. If you haven't seen it, take a moment, watch that, because it's very insightful and it's a wonderfully put video. It's a good conversation. And Silver Phoenix Rising says, I'm at work. I'm just listening to you gentlemen engage in good conversation. Thank you very much. Your support is truly amazing. Taking back Eden, thanks you, Dr. J. And I'm going to remind you, Eden, that you issued a challenge against Dr. J to debate him. And we're waiting for you to come debate him on here on Matters Now, not on some other channel, right here. So just a friendly reminder. And I'm going to put us on the spot for just a second. When do you think we're getting the footage from the eclipse? I'm pretty excited to see what the camera saw during that day. I'm sorry. I had to
Hey
ask.
Shane, how you doing?
Hello.
We should promote Shane's having
Yes,
some
I have that right here.
yeah.
Shane
Just,
has been having some personal difficulties, and there is a GoFundMe on his page because he's been having some financial and health issues which have caused the financial issues. So there is a GoFundMe. If you can spare any amount and give Shane a helping hand, that would be great. He has shared the link with us, and the GoFundMe is there. So if you can spare a buck or two, anything will help out. And Shane, wonderful guy. We love to have him as part of the team. We've missed him the time he's been gone. So thank you for being back here with us, Shane, and we'll be sure to share this in the upcoming shows. Make sure to try and get the word of mouth spread out about this and get you those very much needed donations. So, Oz, do you have any idea when you might have that?
What?
Do you have any idea when you
what?
might have the footage for the eclipse? Yes,
I
that.
thought you were talking about Shane.
No.
It doesn't look very well because this is from a P1000. But look, you can see the little like pearls and stuff like that. And these are what do you call it?
solar flares, I think.
They're not flares. They're solar expulsions or whatever they call them.
Okay. Now we have Eden saying, I don't remember specifically challenging you to debate. Dude, I have the messages. Like, would you really stop lying for just a moment? Dude, it's great. This is crazy.
I think I zoomed it in more. Let's see.
The day of your debate on Jaren's channel, Jaren was like, yeah, I saw the eclipse. It wasn't that big of a deal, but I can't understand. Like, how are you not like? How is this not fascinating? How is it not?
I don't know. Some
because-
people think it's like watching paint dry. That's what I've heard people.
Yeah,
was-
that was exactly what Jaren said.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It
wish I
is-
could have seen it. I may travel to a different part of the world at some point to see one. You know, I wish I would have been able to see it. It just didn't work out for my schedule, but I think it'd be great to see one.
Whodunit says solar prominences. Thank you
Okay.
so much. Tim, Tim called them mass ejaculations. I'm sorry, I'm dumb. This is beautiful. I wish I could have been there, but in any case, I got to hang out with us during the stream, and even though I was watching it through a screen, it was really, really fun to like watch it. And also the 360 sunset, that was pretty amazing. You had unobstructed view 360 degrees around you, and you could see the sunset. That was pretty awesome. So I don't know, this is fascinating. Even though you might think the earth is flat, the earth is round or whatever, this is fascinating to me.
I want to know how they explained the 360-degree sunset for the distance it was.
I've asked the question, and what they told me was that why would that be any different on a flat earth? Well, because of the claims you make about the sun and the moon, that's why it would be different. Like, we can tell why that happens. It's because you have a circular shadow being cast at the earth, but you have no explanation. You say that the moon is transparent, and then if the moon is transparent, then it wouldn't occlude the sun. If the moon has its own light, then there would be no reason for the moon to be darkened like that. So I don't know. I still haven't got a good explanation about why that would happen. It's they're weird.
The black sun is the only thing they got.
Yes, the black sun that no one else sees at any point, and like we haven't detected it any time. It's like what? The moon waves came at one point during the debate. I think it was after T-Jump had already left.
Oh, really? Moon
I-
waves.
He believes in the moon waves.
So silly.
And you listen to Anathema because he's been. You don't want to like not listen to someone who's sick right now. Hit that like button. Yes. Taking advantage of every situation I can. What are you thinking of doing with the eclipse footage? Are you going to upload it as a video, or do you have any thought?
I don't know. It's not that good. There's much better video footage out there.
Yeah, that's true. But
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
like
Just having
very
it
like
there would be
yeah, I
fun.
might. I mean, we have it on the stream, but yeah, I'll think about it.
Pink Floyd is a great album. Pink Floyd is a band.
Wow.
I think it was in reply to this. Listen to Pink Floyd, The Dark Side of the Moon, his
Yeah,
favorite band ever.
I think the better footage is the 360 Horizon.
Ah,
That's
yes,
like
that one is.
yeah.
I have two great videos of flat earthers taking eclipse footage with the P1000. Do you want to share it? You can share it on our Discord because it won't let you share links in the side chat. But if you share it on our Discord, we can go over it and analyze the claims they make during that during those videos. The problem is analyzing what they claim the eclipse even is, and also analyzing that little video we have about the 360 sun during the eclipse. That is way more interesting than the eclipse. Also, do we have the short Discord link enabled?
Yeah. Just
Okay.
matters now.
Discord.gg.
This discord.gg/matters now.
Matters.
Where you can go search for server matters now.
Discord doesn't work on my phone. It's a landline. Sure, but the problem is Shift Ice Shade is that it won't let you send links through here. We can send links because we're mods, but if you send them over our Discord, we can go over it. And Oz seems to be needing some content to go over this week, so he might take
Maybe.
that. Maybe.
It's a flat earth stuff. It's like it's getting repetitive. It's like there's nothing new. Like
Yeah, well,
I'm becoming like good at like refuting their claims. Like I don't know. It's like
there hasn't been anything new in so long, but
I'm learning a lot though about
yeah,
physics.
that's cool. But I have some ideas I will send you because I found, for example, one paper from R.P. Kerr, and this is from December 5th, 2023. So the peer review process is not there, but he's kind of refuting the idea of black holes having a singularity inside them. So this might be an interesting thing that
sure.
that you could do if you like it, and I have the paper for that. It still has as with the new papers, they still have to go through the whole process, but it's interesting to maybe analyze these ideas and give some kind of prediction, and then later see when the peer review process comes, later see what happens, if it was right or not. And another thing is Dr. Becky, from some data from the JWST, she's an astrophysicist, has an awesome YouTube channel. She's saying that we may have resolved the crisis in cosmology, which is also very, very interesting.
For
what? From some data from the JWST, I can't recall exactly what she said from memory, but I have the video saved. But yeah, that is pretty interesting.
Man, if that was true, why do you have to lie about Buzz Aldrin taking back Eden? Jeez, you wouldn't have to lie intentionally about people.
All right, let's go around. I'm going to start with Isa. Give our final thoughts on today's debate, the after show, anything you want, and we'll wrap it up for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for being here. All the panelists, us, the audience, Brenda, Tyler, and everyone who is a part of the channel. We really appreciate you and love you a lot. So, Isa, take it away. You there? Maybe he's busy. All right, Dr. J, final thoughts, and we'll wrap it up for tonight.
Yeah, I glad I was able to join you guys again. I missed a few of the religious related debates and haven't been able to appear, so that was a bummer. But it didn't work out with my schedule, so I was here for a flat earther debate again. But it's always great to see you guys. And I had Oz, I had a great time with Flatzoid. I wish I could have been on that longer. I enjoyed hounding me and trying to get me on there, even though I wasn't on too long. That was sure a fun conversation. I really enjoyed that. It's really great to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you so
love that
much.
conversation too. I'm supposed to debate him at some point.
Yes, and we are having a debate with Flatzoid and Brenda right here on Matters Now. So we're going to have our first actual debate with a moderator here on Matters Now, Brenda and Flatzoid. Remember to check out Shane's, and if you can spare a few dollars or whatever currency you have, please do so, as Shane is a wonderful person going through a really hard time. Billy, final thoughts before we wrap it up and go do whatever it is we want to do right now.
Well, I guess Big Country won by default because T-Jump did his jumpy way from the debate. And I've been doing something on Fridays with the Flat Earth myself on Twitch. That's the only one I mean, sometimes I've been I listen to their Discord and then I pick apart what they're saying. They're usually talking about they're trying to think of or find some new thing to talk about that's maybe based on speculation that's controversial, and a lot of people are like skeptical on it, but they seem to stick to that. So that's what I've been getting from the Discord. But that's about it. Thanks for having me on again, and everybody else. Good to see you guys.
You're always welcome, Billy. Anytime you want. Oz, any final thoughts?
No, thanks for the show, hosting Max.
Oh, you're welcome. I love hosting as always, and Tim Bob said the same. Max, thanks for hosting again. You don't have to thank me. I really, really love hosting the shows and getting to give my thoughts on some of these issues, but sometimes you see that I don't even give my thoughts. If we have a lot of people, I'm just content with hosting and making sure we have a good show. I enjoy the banter. People, when sometimes people are speaking, I enjoy the banter. I will share a message and banter with the audience. I find that also really, really fun. So some people have been saying here in the side chat that echo chambers are boring. That sometimes it's true. It's hard to get a good conversation going when everyone agrees on the same thing. But the problem is that flat earthers used to come on these after shows, but at one point they realized they could make after shows of their own, and they didn't even have to deal with us asking them questions. So now they go and do their own after shows, and they don't come here, which is fine. If they want to do that, it's fine. But they make 30-minute after shows in which they all agree, they pat each other in the back, and they're on their way. At least here, we try to cover a little bit more in depth the topics, and sometimes when they come on stage, we got into impromptu debates in this very channel, and you can check many of those after shows below. Witsit has been here, Alan and Toby from from Ether Cosmology, Flatzoid has been here. This is a very good space for everyone to have a conversation in. We keep it respectful. We've had people from many walks of life. We've had Hussein, we've had Muslims, Christians, we had atheists. So this is not an echo chamber. And the only reason that we don't have any flat earthers is because you make claims and you didn't come on stage. So thank you for trying, and you're welcome anytime you want on stage. This week, we have planned for the Tell Me That Story show. Isa is taking over main chat duties, and he will finish the 3 stories that we have left pending: Sinbad, Aladdin, and Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. So stay tuned to Matters Now. We have a lot of content coming up for you, and the Tell Me That Story show will be on its usual slot for Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's past 12. So right now we are at 33 days to the rapture. Yeah. Yeah. Hail Sagan. That is one thing that we do here. With that, thank you so much for an awesome show and hanging out with us. We'll see you. For now, the thing that we have scheduled is Wednesday, but Oz is surely going to make something happen during the week. And stay tuned, subscribe, do the social thing is like, share, subscribe, share it with a friend. And if you have a chance, go drop by Shane's. I lost the comment, damn it. Go by Shane's GoFundMe if I can find the comment. Shane, can you quickly post it so I can share it again? I'm so sorry, I'm dumb. But with that, we're going to be on our way. Thank you so much, everyone, for being there. Take care. Have a good night. Enjoy everything. And we'll catch you on the next show. Bye-bye.